Sam, go down to the 5th corridor on B deck, do some repairs. God. It's always muggins who has to deal with this stuff. And they just hang out in the kitchen, just talking. Anyways, let's have a look. How does a spanner work? What was that? This ain't funny, guys. Right, so where's this maintenance shaft? What was that? Hello? I mean, this whole situation seems primed for some kind of jump scare of some kind. Oh. Guess not then.
Disrespect your surroundings!
That's right, I am a hardcore gamer. Now, that's hardcore, as in. ...1979. And Ridley Scott's influential masterpiece, Alien, was released. I don't know if the director and cast knew at the time, but this was destined to become not only a sci-fi horror classic, but one of the most influential and biggest pop culture franchises in history. Seriously, it's bloody massive. It spawned sequels, prequels, rip-offs, imitators, more merchandise than anyone could possibly imagine, and a place in the hearts of science fiction fans everywhere. Also video games. Because why the hell else would I be talking about it? So today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. To celebrate Alien Day and the imminent release of Alien Covenant, the latest installment in the franchise, I'm not going to review one. I'm going to review 4 different Alien games. In a show I like to call Hardcore Histories. Okay, first a few ground rules. I'm only going to talk about games I actually own the physical copies of, and this is all based on my opinion, so if there's anything you disagree with, please leave a comment below, and let's get talking about it. Okay? On to business. Alien. It's one of my favourite movie franchises, and it's not hard to see why. It's an age-old premise. Normal people fighting for survival against an inhuman adversary of unknown origin or abilities. But with subtextual male rape parallels and an extraterrestrial based on phallic imagery. Kind of like a Carry On E.T. parody directed by Lars von Trier. People running from giant dick monsters aside, the Alien movies have made stars out of their casts and director, and are certified cult classics. With this level of fame, there was bound to be video games eventually, with the first essentially being a Pac-Man clone, released on Atari 2600 in 1982. The first game I'm going to look at is this. Alien 3 on the Super Nintendo. Released in 1993, a full year after the NES and Mega Drive versions, the Super Nintendo one here is by far the superior version. Gameplay wise, it's very similar to the other ports. You traverse many rooms of the Florina 161 penal colony looking for survivors, completing objectives, and of course, killing scary fast moving xenomorphs and frustrating to hit tiny facehuggers. You can even blow up the eggs! Take that, alien scum! Ammo is somewhat scarce, and you'll often find yourself running out of the fancier weapons, like the grenade launcher or the flamethrower, so use them sparingly. This version has 6 stages, each with a great Metroid-style map, with connected rooms, making this incarnation of the Fury station a lot bigger and a lot easier to get lost in. The graphics presented here are amazing for the era, from the incredible photo-like cutscenes to moody in-game graphics and some fantastic animation. There are great uses of smoke effects and lighting too, really helping to create a truly creepy experience that I remember scaring me as a kid. Yeah, I was a coward. You take control of freshly shorn lady badass Ellen Ripley, and it's up to you to stop the alien menace and to do all that busy work I literally just spoke about. For some reason this game doesn't have great reviews, but I really don't see why. It is hard as balls though, and I was never really able to get very far with it, but it was a fun atmospheric experience that captured, for me at least, a real sense of the alien world. I would suggest giving it a shot if you wanted something retro to complement your extraterrestrial inclinations. It does however use a voice clip from Aliens on the game over screen, which, lads, is the wrong movie.
Game over, man.
Moving swiftly on. Shifting generations to PS1, dimensions to 3, and person views to first? Alien Trilogy was released in 1996 for PS1 and Sega Saturn, and it loosely follows the events of the 3 Alien movies. There is no fourth.
But Sam, what about...
There is no fourth! I say vaguely because that's really all you get. A loose idea of the plot of the movies before you're unleashed to go and complete all manner of objectives and shoot baddies. Which, to be fair, is an awful lot like at least one of the movies. As Ripley, you're sent to the Hadley's Hope facility on the LV-426 to restore contact to the colony there and to act as a kind of intergalactic exterminator after a squad of ultimate badasses, trademark, gets decimated by a xenohorde. Aliens! The missions vary from things such as open a door or find a survivor to kill every motherfucker in the room, which keeps the gameplay fresh, and you're tooled up with all the right gadgets such as motion trackers, pulse rifles and flamethrowers with which to dispatch the giant penis monsters and hand vaginas. Although these can prove tricky, with the adult xenomorphs acting as bullet sponges and taking forever to actually kill, and even once they're dead they line a pool of their acid blood, which hurts old Ellie if you walk over it. Bunch of bastards. The graphics are good for the time, with the character sprites being big and chunky, and the soundtrack is phenomenal, and on the whole there is a definite old school Doom vibe to the whole thing. Alien Trilogy. It's pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good. Next! Woo boy! You probably knew it was coming to this. Aliens Colonial Marines. After being in development for 6 fucking years, Colonial Marines was finally released in 2013 on Xbox 360, PS3 and PC. Developed, allegedly, by Gearbox Software. Yeah, that Gearbox Software. They must have a soft spot for bringing games out after a long development cycle that ends up shit. Anyways. Colonial Marines is a first-person shooter set between Aliens and Alien 3, and centres around the search for the cryotubes from the Sulaco, containing Bishop, Newt, Hicks and Ripley, and to investigate the missing Marines lost on LV-426. You take control of Corporal Winter of the USS Sephora. You can make this up? Make this up? Get my coat. And you take your team of ultimate badasses from place to place, shooting monsters and generally being all ultimate badassy. That is, when your team isn't glitching out, getting in your way, or getting stuck in the scenery. As I said, this game was in development for 6 years, being passed through many developers' hands and scheduled for many consoles before finally settling with Gearbox, and after many trailers, teasers and builds being shown. However, there are many rumours that Gearbox didn't actually complete the development themselves, instead choosing to outsource to other companies, and annoy Sega in the process by using funds allocated for this on Borderlands. But hey, it's all alleged at this time, so no one really knows. What we do know, however, is that this game is fucking abysmal. Glitchy graphics with frame rate dropping and screen tearing are the norm, terrible AI where heroes and villains alike will happily run into walls just for the crack, an interesting story, which is ironic as it is in canon with the movies, dated graphics, unsurprising as this was originally supposed to be a PS2 title, weapons that don't seem to have any impact, it's just a mess. You also spend too much time fighting other soldiers and not enough actually fighting xenomorphs. In an alien game. Fuck's sake, lads. The critics think this too, as this game is regularly featured on worst games of all time lists, and review scores are less than flattering. While I've definitely played worse games, there is an element of fun to be had playing in the Alien universe, with the backgrounds actually looking pretty thematically good and the soundtrack being decent. It just screams of lost potential and a terrible and downright fraudulent marketing campaign. Yeah, it's awful, but I guess you could still find fun within Colonial Marines if you're a hardcore fan. And lastly, Alien Isolation. This is what the world has been waiting for, a proper, true Alien game that befits the franchise. Creative Assembly, yeah, up the Brits, delivered what many other Alien games, including the other three I've talked about today, couldn't do. And that's deliver a true, honest-to-goodness survival horror classic. And by Jove did they deliver. The story is set just after the events of the first Alien movie, and you take control of Amanda Ripley, Ellen Ripley's daughter, whose character model has a believable familial resemblance to Sigourney Weaver, as she investigates the disappearance of her mother by tracking down the Nostromo's flight recorder, leading you to the Sevastopol space station after receiving a distress signal. This is where the game takes place. The design of the setting and environments is simply breathtaking. Everything looks like the worn-in 70s retro future tech seen in the movies, and it's like you've literally stepped into the holds of a Weyland-Yutani space station, and it's just incredible. So far so good, huh? So, what about the titular aliens? Well, lucky for you, there's only one in the entire game. Unluckily, however, is that this is possibly the smartest AI ever created for a video game. Not only is he huge, unkillable, and will kill you in one hit, but he will actively look for you, listening for footsteps, sounds from equipment, even sensing your fucking breathing, and he is relentless. This, combined with the superb lighting, incredible sound design, and the beautiful environments, really makes for a unique and creepy atmosphere. The first time you see him is a special moment in video game history. Seriously. And when he finally gets you, and he will, Jesus fucking Christ. Whenever the alien is around, it's incredibly unsettling. His advanced AI is unpredictable, so no two encounters are ever the same, even through reloading the same game save multiple times. It's like having a spider on your bedroom ceiling. You have to watch it because you have no fucking clue what he's thinking or what he's going to do. He isn't the only enemy you'll encounter though, with space pirates, scavengers and rogue Joe droids, all of which will try to kill you in many different ways. With Amanda being an engineer, she's not built for combat, so don't expect huge firefights. Guns are actually incredibly rare and have very limited ammo, so don't rely on being able to fight back. Stealth is the key here. The missions within will have you traversing the station, performing tasks such as restoring power to sections, finding keycards to access new areas, and meeting up with survivors, all very standard video gaming mission types, but heightened by the fact that you're constantly being stalked by the alien or encountering one of the other enemy types. It makes for an incredibly tense experience that really absorbs you into the movie world. It's fantastic, especially if you're a hardcore fan. I was squealing loudly at times. Especially the DLC, which puts you in the giant high-top Reeboks, or thin vest and panties if you prefer, of Ellen Ripley to replicate the events aboard the Nostromo and the first Alien movie. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. Overall, this is the ultimate Alien experience. If you're looking for a game that works alongside the movies and really makes you feel like you're part of the action, this is it. Looking for a game that replicates the look, sound and feel of the Alien universe? This is it. If you like great survival horror games with a freaky, unkillable, super smart enemy, then look no further. It's also super cheap right now, so I 100% recommend that you give it a go. It's an essential part of your current Alien binge due to Alien Day and the upcoming Alien Covenant. So, that was a brief rundown of some of the Alien games I own. Some are great, some are not so great, but ultimately, I think they're probably all worth checking out, especially as hype is building for Alien Covenant and its inevitable future sequels. This has been a snapshot of the 4 games I own. Not full reviews, so if there's something you want me to go into a bit more depth about, please leave a comment below and I'll see what I can do in a future video.
Sam, we need to go now.
What? Ripley? What? You know that bit at the start was just a skit, right? There's not really an alien here.
I'm serious. We need to leave now.
It's okay. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Fine, suit yourself.
Well, that was weird. Anyways, I've been the Hardcore Gamer. Join me next time for a much better video, but for now... Hey guys, and thank you for watching this particular video. It's been great fun to do. I've waited so long to be able to play with my green screen, so I'm glad I got to do that. I'm glad I got to talk about one of my favourite movie franchises. Also, huge thanks to my friend Tracy Lavelle for the awesome Ripley cosplay. If you like what you've seen, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more from me, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.